It is this time of the year again. It's Christmas, which means it's present time, which means we have to come up with a couple of ideas what we can give to our loved ones. And in this video here specifically, we're gonna talk about a couple of potential ideas what to gift motorcycle lovers. So let's get started. So no matter if the person in the question is your boyfriend, your husband, your wife, your girlfriend, your best friend, your father, your uncle, your aunt, like whoever it is, there is something for everybody. So in this video, I basically grouped the gift ideas in 4 categories. In the bottom here, you can see how I split in the chapters, like what category has what. So it's easy for you to scroll through and find the perfect one for what you're looking for. And then, of course, to make it easy for you, if you scroll all the way down to the description, you will see the links and the categories to all the items I'm suggesting, or that would be helpful, or just to get the inspiration going. Let's start with category number 1, apparel. Every rider has tons of jackets, pants, boots, everything you can think of. And little bonus point, if, again, the person in question is a Harley Davidson rider, then it's extremely easy because everything that has a logo of Harley Davidson on it would work. So from simple t-shirts to caps to hats, all of that would work. But let's keep it a little bit more generic, shall we? It's always important to protect your eyes, which means glasses and goggles just come in mind very easily. I'm affiliated with Epoch Eyewear, so check them out if you haven't done them yet, but they have all different kinds of glasses, from actually proper riding glasses with foam protection to a little bit more of a lifestyle kind of frames and all colors, shapes, forms, and they're also supporting a good cause, which means it's a win-win and win situation. And on top of everything, because I'm affiliated with them, you can get a 15% discount with Corinna in Canada, which also helps me helping you. Number 2, everything heated would be good. From heated gloves, heated vests, heated socks, heated underlayers, everything would be a bonus. Because believe it or not, if the motorcycle lover you're trying to gift has this winter blues right now, they can't wait to get back on the motorcycle. But usually come spring, it's starting out pretty cold, so if they can have a little bit something that it's heatable and extends their season, definitely is helpful. So I have these heated gloves here myself. I absolutely love them. I again have the link down in the description if you want to check them out. I also have a couple of test videos on them somewhere here on the top corner. You can go and check them out if you want to convince yourself. And then for my husband, I also bought this heated vest as a birthday present not too long ago. He loves it. It just like keeps everything warm, and you can basically select where on your upper chest basically you want it heated. So if it's a back, the kidneys, the chest, the sides, very flexible, and it's chargeable. Holds very long, but holds you warm while you ride. And while we're talking about the gear and what you're wearing, rain gear, my friends, especially touring on motorcycles, one thing I learned really quickly was a good rain gear is worth so incredibly much, because the last thing you want is getting trapped in a rain cloud and you have to ride for another 3 hours to get to your destination and you're just soaked. Not fun, which means a good rain gear is worth so much. Again, if your rider is a Harley Davidson lover, go check out the Harley Davidson website. They have a couple of different types of riding gear on it. But if you're just looking for like a generic one, I have like listed one here, for example, from Amazon. It's like a full-on bodysuit, so from pants to jacket, the full set. And don't forget about the boots. Most people forget about the boots, so there are slip-on covers that you can also purchase, like these guys here, for example. They are sturdy and they have like a rubber sole, so the bottom is non-slippery, which is coming in very handy when you're trying to keep your feet on the pegs or have to come to a stop. You don't want to slip all over the place. So again, down in the description I have a couple of options for you. And in case the person you're trying to gift wants to go into motor camping or has outdated gear, maybe that would be something to think about, like a nice lightweight tent, or like a pad that is very like nice and foldable, or like a lightweight sleeping bag. All of these things will be perfect. Everything that's lightweight, small, compact, and easy to store on a motorcycle. Like really, the smaller it is, the better it is. And then one thing that I'm definitely gonna buy myself is a helmet defogger. If you follow me for a little while, you know that I keep complaining about the fact that my windshield is my visor is fogging up, especially at the beginning of the season, towards the end of the season when it's getting colder, or is still colder. It just keeps fogging up, which is not just annoying but also dangerous. So with this either little spray or like a film you can put on your visor, it will solve that. So that might be a good stocking gift, because these things really are not too crazy expensive. Again, examples linked down below. And then one thing I'm definitely excited to try out myself are glove tacts. Yep. Little things you can stick on your gloves, whichever gloves it is, to basically create the touch points and the contact points for your smartphone or touch screens. So when you're having your phone on your handlebar, for example, you're trying to find the next destination or click on the next song button, basically, you don't have to take your gloves off anymore, because you can just stick them and glue them basically to whatever glove you have, and then you're good to use your touchscreens. Alright, category number 2, the bike parts. Let's just start with anti-theft devices, shall we? Especially if your motorcycle lover is parking in public spaces a lot or wants to travel and tour a lot. Like, this would just protect the bikes to be stolen. They come in all different kinds of shapes or forms, right? So from fork locks to brake locks to like clutch, like a handlebar brake locks, to visual, to sound, to whatever you can think of, which means it just depends on how much you want to spend on it. Again, I have a couple of examples down in the bottom below, and talking about protecting your motorcycle not just from theft but also from like rain and weather, a nice cover always is handy. So if he or she doesn't have like a cover or like a protective layer basically yet that goes on top of your motorcycle, just something like that, could come in very handy. They can fold in very tiny, so it's like when they're camping, out touring, whatever they want to do with it, they can throw that in real quick, not a big issue. Again, examples down below. Oh, and while we're at it, also don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe to my channel if you haven't done it yet, because we're definitely loving everything motorcycle here. And just because we talked about touchscreens just a few minutes prior, how about a nice mount that holds your phone on the handlebars? Like the quad lock. We have it ourselves, we love it a lot. It's so easy, simple, and safe. If the rider is a fairly new rider or just started to ride a couple of seasons ago, they might not have a full-on travel toolkit yet. So that might be an idea to just add them to this travel package, basically. It's never a bad idea to have it with you, just in case, you know? When it comes to parts and accessories and decor, like new mirrors, floorboards, new handlebars, like everything that's a little bit more customizable, can get tricky. Because everybody has their own taste, their own like. So unless you already know and the person in question already pointed out a couple of design items that they specifically want, I would suggest to stay away from it, because you don't want them to kind of feel obligated to put it on the motorcycles if they don't really like the design. But one thing you can do instead is give them like a gift card from, for example, Fortnite or Reft Ziller or the Harley Davidson store. If you have a dealership close by, even better, so they can pick it out themselves. And because it's unfortunately winter, they have to store the bikes currently, right? So depending if they store the bike in their own garage or underground parking, they might want a little bike lift and bike stand. So just to kind of elevate the tires off the ground so they're not getting flattened over the winter break. So something like this, or maybe this, might be a good option for you to keep it practical. The next point is kind of like in between the bike parts and the upcoming technology part. Speakers. Every rider likes to listen to music. So if you have like a securely mounted speaker system on their bike, if they don't have like a touring bike already, so if you think of like the big touring bikes from Harley, for example, like a Street Glide or a Road Glide, they already have their speaker system built in. But if it's like a Softail or a smaller cruiser, whatever it is, like a little speaker setup like this one here could be quite cool, so they can just like blast their music while they're on the road. It's just adds extra fun. It's also now go to the technology section of it, shall we? Depending on how tech savvy the person in question is, and if they potentially want to record their journey on a motorcycle like I do with motovlogging, also can't just mean documenting the tours or the stunts or whatever they want to do or are into. Maybe like a GoPro or some sort of action camera might be a good fit. Or if they already have one but don't have really a way to mount it yet, like chin mounts that you can buy off of Amazon, for example, or the GoPro store themselves, might be a fantastic idea to just kind of get them into it. Or like even just a 360 camera to have them mount on the back of the bike or the front of the bike and kind of record it all and document it all is quite a fun way to just reflect back on the tours. For example, we just went this year on like a big Rocky Mountain motorcycle journey. A little link to the video up there. It's just nice to like look back into it or show it to family and friends, to what you like experienced. It's pretty fun. And talking about touring, if they don't have it yet or they ride in groups, like a little Sena headset or Carter, like there are different couple brands out there. We personally have a Sena. Again, here a video on how we install it and how we use it. It just helps like the rider to communicate with other riders, or when they're group riding, to kind of just stay in touch. One thing that you potentially want to keep in mind too might be like a little anti-theft tracking device. So that's something you can mount to your motorcycle, for example under the seat, or like hide it somewhere, and that connects to your phone. So in case it gets stolen, you can track it to where your motorcycle is at, which is just like a little peace of mind kind of gadget. And then let's just talk about a couple of fun little gifts. Like they're not too crazy expensive, those smaller versions of just cute little ideas that might bring a smile on their face. For example, coffee mugs with the funniest little phrases. I have a couple of examples, again linked down in the description below. Some of them are extremely creative, I have to say. The same thing you can do with socks or shirts, like all kind of little things you might need on a daily basis, or like even like little keychains. Do the trick too. And if the person you want to gift to is actually a brand new rider or wants to go into riding and they wish for a bike for Christmas, which is an odd Christmas gift, I guess, especially if it's winter and cold and snowy. But you can give them a little model. Like it's already just like little miniature model motorcycles, which is just a fun gag to say like, hey, I gifted you a motorcycle, kind of thing. Or if they never know what to do with the helmet when they come back home and they're always laying everywhere but not where they're supposed to, or getting dirty, you can buy them a little helmet mount, just like that. You can secure it against the wall, even with a jacket holder underneath it. It just keeps it organized and clean. Just something you would not think of necessarily yourself to purchase. At least I wouldn't until I actually researched for this video. Then a little more something sassy. Bikers usually love their bikes, right? So it might be a great idea to give them a photo shoot. Like a photo shoot with a professional photographer for like an hour or two to shoot them with their bikes. Go to different locations, have an outdoor shoot, no matter on how detailed they want to go, if it's just like cool and sassy or more on a sexy side, depending on how this person feels about it. And just document your entire life and journey, because usually you don't purchase a professional photo shoot for yourself. So that might be a really cute idea to give them something that they would have not thought about themselves. And if they're a new rider, or again they want to go into riding motorcycles, you for example can give them a safety riding course. Always a great idea. So if this new rider hasn't done it yet, for example, or they're just the beginner version of it, to just advance and improve their riding skills, because let's be real, riding motorcycles is still dangerous and there are many idiots out on the road that don't look out for us. So the more advanced your skills are and the better you can react in dangerous situations, the safer it is for everybody. And then just two more little things. Something for example would be a little cup holder. In this cup holder really they can store water, coffee, whatever they feel like. And even their little cup with a straw never hurts, especially on a longer journey and if it's a hot weather out there and hot burning sun. It's important to stay hydrated. Many people on the bikes forget about that. One other thing I actually came across, which I was not aware that this is a thing, but you can purchase a brick from the original Harley Davidson manufacturing plant. How cool is that? Again, there's nothing special to it, but you would never buy it for yourself. And it's a cute way to decor your home, really. But yeah, that's it. I hope I was able to give you a couple of good ideas on what to give to your motorcycle lover, and you find the perfect present for them. And if you have any other questions or ideas, leave them in the comments down below, because I'm always thankful to get a couple more ideas. There are always many more Christmases coming, or birthdays. And again, if you liked this video and it was helpful, give the thumbs up if you haven't done it yet, and subscribe to my channel if you don't want to miss any of our future journeys and tours and trips. And then I guess we'll see each other in the next video. Until then, ride safe, Merry Christmas, and a Happy New Year. Bye bye.